Hello, everybody. How are we all doing today? I really should have got my tablet over there set up in time, but it didn't occur to me that that was going to be a thing I'd need to do for some reason. There we go. So, what we need to do today is, well, farm. Kieran and Martin, you will not, or Kieran, whichever, you don't need to ask for 135, there's one on the way from, Peter J. Modding. Who is basically the guy that came up with most of NI modding stuff, apparently. from what I could see. So she'll hop straight into the Optim here. And yeah, that's stuff from yesterday. Let's... Oh my god, I love when this happens. Need to stop real quick and get my Logitech profiler open because it's doing the thing where it locks my wheel to 100% force feedback for no good reason. There we go. Hello, Dan. Hello, Luce Kedward as well. Hello to everybody who said hello before I was actually at my keyboard, because, fun little fact, I set the stream live and then walked off. I was making a cup of tea, waiting for the kettle to boil. I said, sure, might as well let people accumulate and congregate in the stream, so I went live without actually being here. Hello, TNT. Wizine says hi. Well, hello to him, I guess. So what we're doing today is we're basically continuing on from... It would have been yesterday's video, I believe. Hello, Thingy. Where we were doing a bit of silage, and yeah, this takes a lot longer than I anticipated. Hello, the British one. Oh, I genuinely didn't think that the forage wagon would be so slow as to be, you know, 4, 5, 6 kilometers an hour, but I should have seen it coming because there is quite a lot of grass on the ground here. I am considering going back to the 2-rotor windrower from the 4-rotor because these windrows are maybe a bit big, I'll be honest. 2-rotor windrows would be much better. MR really slows gameplay down. Yes, it does! TNT, hello! And the British one. 13 likes and 1 dislike. The 1 dislike is from somebody who got impatient, no doubt. Or somebody who's previously banned. Yeah, one of the two. Must be the size of the windows. Yeah. I think it makes more sense to have a 2-rotor windrower. Hello, Matt. So we're going until 7 o'clock today. Maybe a bit later. I don't think anybody's planning a stream after me. Not to my knowledge, at least. We're going to go until 7. You do more passes on the rake and forage wagon. Yes, but it might be faster. That's the weird thing. Is I'd have to do more passes, yes, but the actual collection of the grass would be faster, so it might actually save time in the long run. While in the base game, yes, having bigger, huge, or, you know, most massive windrows you will ever see makes perfect sense. In MR, you have to, well, deal with this stuff. And Dan, the limitation, I don't think, here the limitation I don't think is the tractor. I think it's actually the pickup of the forage wagon. Every time you play ETS it crashes. I don't know why that is, Damien. I'm not tech support. Hello, Neve Nolan. I think VF is live at 7. If I'm doing something and I'm not completely finished, I'll just kind of nudge on for a little bit extra. There's an amber warning for snow where you are. There's an amber warning for snow across 13 counties, I think, today. Maybe more. I didn't actually pay much attention. The weather forecast I was looking at earlier said there's a small chance of a small bit of snow falling here later tonight. So that could be very interesting. Hello, Sean O'Malloy. Snowing where Dan is. See, if I get snow, then it's really odd. Where am I from? County Tipperary. If I get snow, it's really odd because I live basically at the bottom of a mountain. And that mountain usually takes all the snow. Because the snow usually comes from the north, which is where the mountain is pretty much. And because the air has to rise, it dumps the snow on the mountain and very little, if anything, falls here. Use the fence 724, 1 3 to 6 MPH and small swaths. Yes, but this is the case Max, or case Optum. I actually do have a case Puma Maxim available to me now. I've got a few new MR mods, as well as Platinum Edition in MR now. So let's go add this to the pile over here. You haven't had proper snow in 5 or 6 years. The last time there was proper snow here that I've been here, number one, and that I can remember, I was, I think, 3, or maybe, no, it would have been 2. I would have been about 2 because my sister wasn't about. So 24 years since there's been a reasonable landing of snow here while I've lived here. But I did live in the UK for a few years, so might be only 5 or 6 years. Granted, it's been a while. We'll put it that way. Am I farming? No. Snow forecast for Midlands, North, not so much Munster. Yeah. Which I guess is a good thing, but the weather forecast I was looking at, which was AccuWeather, which is, do you know the weather you see on your phone where it's like 3 degrees and real feel and all that? That's AccuWeather. Tends to be pretty good, and they were forecasting about a centimetre of snow at about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. Is Christmas Tank Door coming back this year? No, mainly because it got deleted. Time to rig out the pile of the ramp. I'm actually gonna finish harvesting the silage first, and then we'll worry about compacting and ramping it. Because I want to see how much we have, and if it's kind of around the, I want to say 500,000 to 1,000,000 litre range, then I'll cover it up, because I want to. Is the Christmas tree up? No, that's going up tomorrow actually. I believe that's the plan, is the decorations are going up tomorrow. Although I can turn on, if I can find the switch, my Christmas lights, or not, because the battery's dead. Okay, never mind. See, TNT is being very generous. He wants to give out presents. So does Lewis. In fact, I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna be generous. Lewis, have a present. I'm very generous this time of year. None are safe. The funny thing is well, the interesting thing is, I guess, I have to be very careful which mods I time out, because when you're timed out as a mod, you actually can't moderate chat. So Lewis literally has 5 minutes where he can't do anything now, except just sit and watch the stream. Hello, Blage. Are we blazing through the snow? You want to mass the start of the snow? That's pretty cool, Damien. I don't know if I want snow or not. Like, it annoys me when it snows, because if I have to go out and do anything, which, granted, it's rare, but if I gotta go out and do anything, it just suddenly becomes this ridiculous nuisance. You can cry and think over his decisions too, yes. Hello, Wolfie. How are you doing today? Yeah, I think the two-rotor windrower is probably a good idea moving forwards. Do I like Man United? I don't like soccer in general. It's a bunch of overpaid man babies. Just my opinion. You got more than 25 centimeters of snow. Oh, good lord. That's a foot of snow overnight, pretty much. Mark, I've given up on naming my streams a long time ago. I gave up on that a long time ago, and the names have just been effectively random since. Because I noticed something interesting. The more esoteric the name of the stream, the more people actually arrive. You have homecoming tonight. You say that as if it's a bad thing. I was under the impression that homecoming in America was like a big thing and really cool and awesome and fun. Is it really that annoying, TNT? Hello, Mr. Case CVX. You're not getting your Optum back. It's mine now. That reminds me, I do need to purchase. I need to put up the Christmas tree on the map, and I'm only going to put up the one. I'm not going to put in 102 like I did yesterday. I forgot to mute the sound on it, but I think it's somewhat copyright friendly. Let's put it out in front of the house here. We'll actually put in a few, just kind of lining the driveway. There we go. We'll put one into the yard as well if I can find a spot for... one out the back of the house, so that's kind of in the yard-ish. There is a way to... Let's put it... Can I put it there-ish? There we go. So we got our Christmas decorations up now on the map. Actually, the title was intended to just be farm. Because I don't know what my plan is. Like, once this is done, I have no plans. You'd love to see me dance. No, not gonna happen. I've got a bit fast. There's been a minor incident. Fear not, for we have the equipment to save it. I mean, I am going to have to drive into some random dude's garden here just to get the tractor out. But I'll only buy one, but you see, the 5 was for extra decoration. I'm not actually going to drive into anybody's garden. I mean, I've crushed their decorative trees, but that's fine. See, look, perfect, fine, no problems. Some minor problems. No problems at all. See, look, perfect. Granted, it's not liking the hill here at all, but we're out and non-flipped. MR is not going to be my friend with my driving style. Thing is, I just genuinely forgot to hit the brakes there. I thought that the resistance slowed down enough, and clearly I was wrong. So just back this into the pit. Up to what? 346,000 litres of silage. I think there's still a ways to go before I'm completely happy with how much silage I got in the pit. I'd like to get like 1 million litres in here before I boot up the BGA. Like, that's the aim, is 1 million litres of silage. We're not going to get... But is it really the aim? 300 and... 400,000 liters would be enough. Like, now that I think about it, 400,000 liters would be kind of fine, and the trailer's a bit stuck. The trailer's managed to get itself wedged. Let's do a bit more crushing and see if I can unwedge the trailer. There we go. If I can get like 400,000 liters, then I'll be happy. And I'll need to just clean up that side of that small bit. Is Landy streaming? Nope, he does not stream on the weekends when he's in Canada, which is where he is right now. He is spending time with the peoples over there. And doing like various real-worldy things. He'll be streaming, I think Monday is next stream, perhaps, maybe, possibly. So there is reduced streams on the weekends, which kind of sucks in a way, but at the same time doesn't. Because I get to just decide when I start at random. And finish, too. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream, feel free to hit the like button. Let's try and get... there's 65 people here now. Let's try and get 50 likes. Just like straight off the bat. Come on. Let's get a like spike going. Let's try and get 50 likes right here, right now. I know you guys can do it. If you tab out a game, it'll only take all 2 seconds. And of course, if you are enjoying, feel free to subscribe as well. I may end the little experiment I've been doing very soon. Hello, Spencer Tractor Boy Campbell. You pressed the button. What button did you press, Glengar? I hope you didn't set something off that you shouldn't have. How did I get to know Sim and Landy? Sim... Actually, I got to know him through streams. He found my streams about a year and a half ago. I was chatting to him there, and then one day I went and checked out his channel and said, oh my god, this channel is amazing. So I kind of started talking to him away from the streams, then we became friends, and then a little while after that, Banky invited myself and Landy into TeamSpeak during one of his streams. Banky invited myself and Sim into his TeamSpeak, which was where Landy was, and we started talking to Landy there. So as much as it might sound weird, it kind of is a case of, if you have a YouTube channel, you're more likely to know YouTubers than if you don't. Yes, you were there too, Dan. But the question was about Sim and Landy specifically. I mean, Monjack was there as well, causing all sorts of mayhem. Although much more PGU than anything is now. So let's get this emptied out, and that's going to be... That's not even going to be 40,000 litres, that's going to be 398. Or something like that, 390 something thousand litres. Is it worth compacting that down and clamping it? I don't think it is. It's worth compacting it. For sure. You have a YouTube channel but no content. Yeah, you do kind of need content as well. So if I tab over to... Not that, but... Where is it? This. Am I planning on releasing a mod list again? I knew I meant to do something else yesterday. Yes. I'll actually be completely deleting the mod list that I currently have, which it still exists, by the way. It's just that I've removed the links to it. But I'm removing the mod list that I currently have and just starting from scratch. Because everything I have now is MR. And I'll include the Giants mod hub link to MR because that's the more stable version and doesn't update almost daily. Which, by the way, I'm using a new version of MR from yesterday. It was updated last night. What about Fahy? Fahy, the deal with Fahy is he was in my streams from literally day one. Same with Pedro, actually. Fahy and Pedro have been here since pretty much day one of definitely me streaming, probably a bit longer channel-wise. So that's how I know Fahy and Pedro. They are literally OGs on the channel. Like that's. If I bring this around the other side, actually, I can compact better. I will say the mod list is going to be very, very short now. Because everything I use is MR. I've gone from over 200 mods to... generally that's true. You either need content or to know YouTubers who have a following. You know, the annoying thing about YouTube is a lot of it's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you know people that have large followings, you're probably going to get a large following yourself. Regardless of the quality of your content. Has anyone seen Sim? I was talking to him just before the stream. He, by the sounds of it, had a rather interesting night last night. At work. See you, Sean! Can I get this... like somewhat... level at the top, please? Game. Game, please. 45 mods. I'm gone down to 82 mods now. But that's including some stuff that is like pre-order bonuses that I'm not deleting. And a couple of mods that I've kept just for usefulness that are not MR. Two things that have gone directly from this map are the Crosshopper and the Profi Hopper. They are gone. They're not MR, they are gone. Personally, no, Daggerwin, your YouTube has few subs. Yes, but if the person you know actually does shoutouts and shouts you out, then you tend to get a lot of subs. Because Daggerwin gave Landy Kid a shoutout one day, and he got, I think, 200 subs in a day. You know, there are times when it doesn't matter what content you put out. It's people who know people who will get the subs before you. That's the funny / terrible thing about YouTube. And sometimes YouTube will decide who gets subs. Okay. Sometimes YouTube will decide to just not push anything from me, for example. They'll not promote my streams for me or anything, and then it kind of just becomes like, oh well, that's a thing that I'll have to deal with, and it'll just be a slow day for everything. Is it worth buying a gaming laptop? No, I would recommend Elvinus a desktop. Like, if you want to get into gaming on a computer, get a desktop. Laptops tend to be very highly throttled. They tend to have a lot of bottlenecks, kind of a bit everywhere. You also, well, yeah, you do need some content. Like, it's not just a magical pill that a channel takes that, you know, you know somebody big, so therefore you somehow deserve all the content. No, you do actually need, or you deserve all the subs. You do actually need to put out content every once in a while. But of course, like, if you put out brilliant content, like, I've not watched Sim's videos in a while, like what Sim used to at least, in FS15, which that's the last time I actually watched one of his videos, fun fact. you'll get the subs. And that's why I've been kind of doing a little drive recently to improve the quality of my content, which is why I've been editing videos a bit more. You know, it's a fun little thing with YouTube. Is you start. Yeah, the reason Fahy has subs is because literally it's a running joke. Fahy's entire channel is basically a running joke. Come on! Bloomin' wheel loader can't get over a little bump. Granted, I'm creating the bumps, but... I'm getting on to 7k now? Yeah, I'm hoping to hit that before Christmas. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't think... I think it will, but it really depends on a lot of factors. Hello, David Sipos. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I just kind of butchered it completely. And I know I did, even though I don't know how to pronounce it. 76% compacted. This is taking a little while, because we started on 50-something%. I think it is because I just made a huge pile. Maybe I should have leveled it out a bit more. Save money for game PC. You get more money on December 11th. It's going to be your birthday. Awesome. Well, happy birthday in advance. Advance. There we go, Venus. Can I just fix this over here, please? No, tablet. That's not what I asked you to do. That's what I asked you to do, because I want to do that and that. Leveling it up. Yeah, but I've committed now, Dan. Don't worry, I'll just pick up all of the momentum ever and get stuck on top. See? My plan worked perfectly. How's everyone's day been? Mine's been pretty good. I've had food and watched TV and done very little of actual useful worth. I did get the fire ready downstairs to be lit when my parents and everybody else comes home, because they've been in Dublin today, and as far as I'm aware, they're still in Dublin, because I've not got any word from them at all. I may have to run actually towards the end of the stream to light the fire for them if they like send me a text or something. But if I do, it'll only be like a quick 30-second sprint downstairs and back. Happy, thank you. GG, Alvinus, you remember that joke. That was genuinely just me misspeaking and then panicking and turning it into a joke. We're now at 85% compacted. Yeah, leveling it out a bit did help. Even the little bit that I did. $87. 88 maybe? Come on. Okay, so let's start kind of knocking this hill down a bit. 89. 88. Oh, there's autosave kicking in. Hello, JKD Gamer. Just kind of scoot this in a bit as well. I want to kind of have a quite short file here. I swear I heard noise from downstairs. I think people might be back. I don't know. I'll know for sure if I start getting shouted at or something. So what I want to do is I want to like bring this pile in a bit so that I know basically a bit better how much silage I actually have in terms of the clamp, because like having it all so flat the way that it was is very makes the clamp look very, very empty. I prefer the clamp to look a bit more full, at least, or at least where I've put chaff and silage. Can I do some more time lapses, please? I will in time. Like, here's the thing: time lapses take a long time to do because usually when I'm recording those, it takes about 2 hours. And usually I end up doing a time lapse because I either have an issue with I don't want to talk for whatever reason. I can't think of anything to talk about to begin the episode. Or I don't have, or it's too late. Like it's too late for me to talk. So it's coming on 9-10 o'clock, and there's people at home, and it's Wednesday because my dad usually goes to bed at 10, half 10 on a weeknight because he's up stupid early for work. So it ends up being a case of I need to do a time lapse because that's all I can do. And some days it's just out of sheer laziness I do it. Hello, Stephen Law. How are you doing today? Let's see. Now I'm getting the clamp to look somewhat good, and we're at 96%. Do you know what? Rearranging the clamp like this may actually have made it a lot easier to compact. As silly as it sounds. Because even moving that bucket, it didn't drop down 1% of compaction. Granted, it is a mess up here, and you know, once I think I'll do. There are 2 more fields I can mow. I think I'll do them. There's 2 or 3. I think I'll do them and add them into the pile. I might do it off camera or something, but I think that's what I'll end up doing, is just kind of finding more grass to silage up. Just to get that bit more to throw into the BGA once I do boot it up. Because this won't all go in at once. I'm using the BGA extension mod, so it makes the BGA react more realistically, and it takes time to work. How do you use the MR database? You have to go onto the data bank website and download XMLs, or like make them up yourself. Will I be playing Oakfield? Yes, absolutely. That's a silly question. Like that is not even something that I would even put in doubt. I will be playing Oakfield when, basically as soon as I can. You know, either if do the cows have enough grass, or do they have too much, or what's the grass situation with the cows? Okay, what I could do is, I got 2 blooming grass piles. I do need to clean the cows out, so I'm gonna add the grass to the pile over there, just there. So that's gonna be closest to their feeding trough. And once I get the silage pit emptied, I'll move the grass in there and just start basically creating silage from waste. When is Oakfield supposedly coming out? It's supposed to be out. I think the plan is before Christmas. I don't know. Like, I can't give you a date. It's impossible to give a date. But the plan is, I believe, before Christmas. For PC, and then on console sometime in the new year. But it is kind of a case of how long is a piece of string as to how long it's going to take for the map to actually come out. Just because of Giants testing and whatnot. See the thing? Because Giants testing can be really quick, or they can fail it on some really weird technicality, and it can take pretty much an unlimited amount of time. Hello, Jack Hanlon. So an example of something that went through quickly was Cobra V1, which, granted, it was a mess through no fault of Bulletbill. But that went through quickly because Giants wanted it to go through quickly, essentially. Something that took a while. Yeah, you got the West Coast. You got whether people realize it or not, the Valley of the Old Farm took a while. It had the same problem as the West Coast. Or if you play Oakfield with seasons on winter, a snowman will appear. Interesting. I could have a chat with Oxygen David and find out if that's true, Elvinas. Woodsbound Cray coming out on Mod Hub. I don't know when mods get released, ever. Even, I'll be honest, Giants don't know when mods are going to get released. They test them and then they kind of release in batches, usually. Sometimes there's a day where there's only one mod and they release it anyway because reasons, essentially. It's definitely doable, but I don't know if Oxygen David's done it. Because I know you can put in like a secondary script to get season-specific stuff. Like in winter, you could have the entire town on a map lit up with Christmas lights if you really wanted to. So we're doing a lot of kind of maintenance work of late with the animals, which I actually don't mind too much. Because definitely with the cows, we're getting a nice pile of manure. I'm going to bring a trailer load down to the BGA at some point as a manure bonus for BGA extension, because that's a thing that happens. Actually, David has added snowmen to Appear in Winter. Is that confirmed 100%, Dengar? Because if that's the case, then he's done a pretty awesome job. And I understand the decision that was taken by someone. Check the FSUK testing screenshots on. That's something I've been meaning to do. I need to check that after the stream, actually. I'm kind of falling behind on screenshots because I've been talking to Landy and Sim about the map and just getting their impressions directly. Ah, yes, a John Deere. Hello, Massey. So I do have a John Deere to appease the John Deere fanboys. It is a 7810 even. Not my favorite Deere, but it'll do. I like how it sounds. I mean, I don't mind using it because it sounds really good. If you're wondering why I'm taking my time with this and being slow, it's because I'm using MR and it tends to screw with weights of things, and if memory serves, manure is quite heavy. So I'm kind of being a bit careful to not tip the tractor too much. Well, ideally at all, but I mean too much will be good enough for me. Subscribe, well thank you very much, Gaming Off-Road. What's my favourite Deere? 6R Premium. Or is it a 6R Premium? The one with the green uprights at the back. Genuinely don't know enough about John Deere's to care, to be honest. I love YouTube. Your videos have to be 100% PG, but oh no, we'll play Peggy 18 ads. I mean, come on. Yeah, sometimes trees get confused with seasons. Like, if I'm not allowed to... Well, granted, my channel's PG anyway. Family friendly. But, like, YouTube shouldn't have... I think MR's unrealistic lifting bales or seed bags. Bales, maybe. Seeds, not so much, because, I mean, they are quite heavy. Yeah, don't advertise in the chat because you'll end up banned. Doesn't end well. for people who ask for subs. If you want subs, make good content. And find good places to advertise it, like, we'll say a forum of some description. FSUK is actually really good, because you can put it on your profile. Where else is good? For spin tires and stuff, I'm sure there's a forum out there somewhere that allows user content to be put up there. That's a good place. Let's see. What else do I want to do today? Pigs are probably going to need cleaning, are they? Let me your pause, okay. And there's not much corn there, so that'll do for now there. Which means that our next job is going to be... grab the fent. I haven't been able to use that for much. Hello, Oxygen David. Grab the fent and get onto the harvester with it. Welcome back, Witchy. Come here, delicious cup of tea. Oh, that's nice and hot. I can't remember which field the combine's actually in, though. Northwest field... field 4. Is Horse DLC on the Mod Hub MR? Yes, it is, TMCC. And I can have some of the Platinum stuff in MR now as well. How many Christmas trees have I put on this map? 5. I've made a small Christmas area. Oh, that's awesome. Now I need to play with, maybe off camera as a secondary series, a season series on Oakfield. So here's one of the Christmas trees outside the house, of course. And the other, oh, there's 6. The other ones are kind of lining the driveway because I wanted to make a little Christmas display. It's not the ridiculous 102 that I put in yesterday, so I think it's a lot more tasteful. It's actually 7. I miscounted. And with icicles on the roof, etc. You're having fun with the season-specific stuff, aren't you, David? I was wondering how long it would take before people really started going in on that. The chicken's demanding them again. No, this time it's literally decorations this time. Yesterday was more, I want to see what happens if I put I want to see how many I can fit, and the answer was 102. Well, 101, and then I put one for the yard as well. Because if you're gonna do Christmas, you might as well go ridiculously over the top. Also, you might have noticed this time I didn't actually cheat the money in to do that. Hardly any issues coming back. You're in your happy place then. No problems, good problems. Let's empty out the Marston. Like straight away. Oh, they've changed how that works. That's good. What fields do I want on here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 18, 21, 22, 29, 30, 33, 81, 82, 83, 84, and 85. So quite a few. That might have been a tad... Yeah, that... As funny as that would be... As funny as that would be maybe a bit overkill. You know what to buy in your save game? Christmas trees. They're actually the best Christmas trees I've seen for Farm Sim yet, I'll be honest. Ah! Now I understand it. Now I understand how that Christmas tree works. That's really actually quite ingenious. There's another detailed Christmas tree. I have seen that and it does look amazing, but in terms of placeables, that's probably the most detailed one I've seen. Because all the rest have just been like these weird plastic nonsense trees that shout at you. With usually copyrighted music, which I... No, please no. I think the music's a bit quiet. Let's just... Yeah, it's better. It's possibly still a bit quiet, but... Oh well. At least whoever made this one bothered to use Giant's model. Because most of the rest have tried to make their own, it just looked ridiculous. Hello, Tino! How are you doing today? Look at me being all realistic and nonsense. Giants don't have anything special for Christmas, Glengar. I did actually play Farm Sim Christmas Day last year, and there was nothing special. Which is a bit of a shame. Music's good now. Good. So let's get back to harvesting. This is as fast as we can go, by the way. I'm not just intentionally going slowly. This is as fast as it can go. Bah humbug. I guess Giant's thought process is, well, who wants to play games on Christmas when you can, you know, be with your family and whatnot? Which I can get behind that logic. I can 100% get behind that logic. See? We'll come up with good reasons for anything, I swear. One more headland, then we'll just start going up and down that side, I think. I was reading through the MR topic today and got some cool advice. That is, never use the brakes on a combine. Sugarcanes look a bit out of place. Yeah, but I get to show off something. I get to show off something pretty cool with them pretty soon. Actually, I'm planning that because it's now kind of all in place. You might notice, by the way, the canola yield looks hilariously low. It's actually quite good. There's almost no seeds went into the production of this much canola. And for anybody wondering, this is the Lexion 750. What's this YouTube Rewind thing all about? It's a glorified ad for YouTube that they basically send emails to people with over 1 million subscribers. Is that the experimental sugarcane crop? Yes, it is. Basically, YouTube Rewind is YouTube showing off how many people have over 1 million subscribers now, and without... I'm gonna actually aim you towards a non-PG video for this, just because it's some honest opinions from somebody who's in it. Emma Blackery made a video, did a vlog, I think yesterday, that I was watching. I watched it yesterday for sure, talking about her experience, like being in YouTube Rewind, and it was really eye-opening how much contempt YouTube has for the people with 1 million subs or more. Like, genuinely shocking to see how badly they got treated and all this kind of stuff. RainbowDave for YouTube Rewind 2018. Yeah, absolutely not. I would reject them, like, straight off the hop. I would not take part in YouTube Rewind, even if I was asked. After watching Emma Blackery's video, not a hope. Plus, I mean, I've been very vocal about the problems I have with YouTube, and they're not fixing a damn thing. In fact, they're making some of it worse, so why would I want to help them with something that is effectively an ad? I mean, if Giants were to put something together and like have different community members and ask me to do it, I'd do that. I support Giants. I'll call them out for stupid decisions every now and then, but that's more constructive criticism. Like, if Giants came to me and said, hey, we're doing a thing with Farm Sim YouTubers and Farm Sim Twitch streamers, do you want to be in it? I'd legitimately just reply, yeah, what do you want me to do? You know, same with SES. If they did something for Euro Truck and asked me to be in it for some bizarre reason, absolutely. I have zero issues supporting SES or Giants. Because they're companies that actually, as much as I criticize Giants, they actually listen. You know, they actually give a damn about the user experience. Also, I'm not saying, you know, obviously goes without saying, I've not actually been invited to anything. I have no idea if Giants ever want to do that or would want to do that. But if they were to, and if they were to ask me, I would absolutely say yes. Because it'll be fun. Also, I mean, Giants, Farm Sim. Hey Dave, do you want to drive a real tractor? Yes. But only if it's a Massey 135. that would have to be my condition. Like, hey Dave, do you want to be in this? You'll have to drive a tractor. Massey 135. Oh. Then you would get the happiest video of me you would ever see. Or the derpiest, as I failed to drive a Massey 135. One of the two, I mean. I think that's a win-win in terms of video quality. Is it easy to make a map? In terms of like anything you can do mod-wise, yes. It's, relatively speaking, the easiest mod you can, you know, any person can make. Because everything that you realistically need is in Giant's editor. Apart from, you know, models and stuff which you can import. Is it easy to find the time to do a map, or to find the inspiration to do a map, or to find ideas for a map? No. Or even to find the models for the map if you don't want to make your own. No, it's not easy. Is it something that I encourage people to do? Absolutely. And I was saying yesterday, the Valley of the Old Farm, there's a lot of problems with it. But if you want to get into mapping, that is a fantastic learner map. Because the very first thing you can do is go around the map and give it your own tests and look at the problems and say, okay, how do I fix these? Because there's legitimate playability problems with the map. Field 10, 64 come to mind straight away. Field 10 particularly. And that's something that you can take and you can learn from. Like 12 months ago I would have said, oh my god, why did they even bother releasing this map? Now I'm saying, look, it's maps that have problems are great to learn from, because you can take them and you can look at the problems and see how they happened, and maybe even see why they happened, and learn how to fix it. Because very often it's easier to fix a problem than it is to learn from scratch. It's easier to you know, see a problem and learn how to fix that than it is to learn how to do something from scratch. And it's the same things. There's the same skills involved, the same tools. It's just that with a problem, you know what the end result you're looking for is. Starting from scratch, you've got to come up with that end result before you even start. So I don't think... I'm actually, after changing my mind on a lot of things recently. And the biggest thing is there's no such thing as a bad map anymore, to me. There's brilliant, highly playable maps, and there's maybe less playable maps that are great for learning. They're kind of, you know, maybe not as playable as the likes of the West Coast or Thornton or Sandy Bay or Coldborough or Chaddington, but you can take them into Giants Editor and you can learn what the problems are and how those problems happen and why they happen and what they look like even. You can learn to fix them. You can learn a lot more that way. That's what I did when I was like learning Giants Editor, was I was taking maps and just fixing it. Who am I and what have I done to Dave? What, because I'm going on a positive rant monster? Isn't this nice, me actually going on a bit of a rant of positivity? Where I'm saying, like, there's nothing actually bad about making mistakes. It happens. Learn from them. Like, take those mistakes that maybe other people have made. Learn from them. You'll learn a lot more from that than you will trying to start with a blank map on day one, opening it up and just seeing this giant, and it will look giant blank canvas, and looking at it and saying, I have no idea where I'm going to start. Take maps, edit them, tweak them, play with them like that, and then you can move into G with your own map and start from the beginning. Hello, River Johnson. Hilariously, people have unsubscribed because I went on a rant of positivity. Oh well. I think people like me being negative, and it I don't know. I want to be a more positive person, but I know the negativity and the complaining is what I'm known for. DMs help, but I mean they have inherent issues as well. How long roughly does it take to make a map? How long is a piece of string, Little Turk? Like, that's genuinely... A map takes as long as a map takes to make. Hello, Massey. You can ask Dusty Dave, Oxygen David, Bulletbill, Nancy Boy, Nathan. They'll all tell you the same thing. A map takes as long as it takes to make. Some people are a lot faster than others. Some people put in a lot more effort in certain areas. Some people are very weak in certain areas. It's just a case of knowing those strengths and weaknesses and working to them. Yeah, that's the question now. Is positivity turning people away? Hey, CD. Maybe people like to laugh at my stupid rants. I don't know. Because I do rant about the dumbest stuff. But at least today's one... I don't know if it was even a rant, it was more kind of a train of thought about maps. Because like I used to do map spotlights and 90% of them I was ripping the map to shreds. And I feel bad for doing that now. Where did I put the fent? There did I put the fent. 49 likes already? Wow. Can we get 55? Can we get 55 likes on the stream today, guys? Better start off on a flat map than a hill. Depends on what you want to do, David. It really depends, because... Like, personally... I'd start off with a flat map and bring in a DEM, and then smooth the DEM, because DEMs are hilariously terrible for not being smooth. and just having random mountains everywhere. But it's all personal preference with mapping. I'm sure there's people who prefer to start off with like really hilly starter maps, or there's probably people who start off with actually just Goldcrest and then flatten it out themselves and work from there. Hello, Army Assassin. In fact, I'm gonna have to in the near future. You've no clue about... Mapping's quite easy, relatively speaking. Like, compared to modeling, mapping is easy. Because I've tried Blender, and I might as well have stuck my head into Blender. Because it just completely messed with my head. I can kind of get to grips with it, but not really. Oh yeah, that one. Well, most of the flat maps... Here's a fun little fact. Most of the flat maps you can download are Goldcrest, but flattened. And just then covered in grass with a lot of the assets deleted. Because that one map, I'm 90% sure they actually started with a flat map. And even the map that I'm using as a base, that had the Goldcrest tip calls. Hello, Payne and Sons. When am I going to stream GE? I might stream some later with just music playing. We'll probably be in TeamSpeak and talking to the guys. But if I do that, it'll be on Twitch. Basically, any GE streams will be on Twitch. Okay, that's not a thing I can do. It takes a lot of time to... Yeah, that's kind of the flip side. Unless you're like Lancy Boy or Oxygen David, you're looking at kind of... minimum 6 months to a year to make a map. How am I? I'm good. I'm in a good mood today. I'm in a good mood. I went on a rant of positivity. Spreading the positive word about a positive life and not ripping on maps anymore. Because I might do the same with mods. I mean, I think everything that has mistakes in it can be learned from. I mean, I might dislike maps, and I'm genuinely not sure how... Here's the thing. Here's genuinely the thing. The Valio farm is a very Marmite map, so people either love it or hate it. I was talking to Landy last night, and both him and myself, both of us, we have the same issue. We can't decide which we are, because... it's a very competent map, apart from the few issues, and I'm gonna put them to one side and just have them as like the bad. I don't know if I like the map as a map. I don't know if I like it. There's always room for improvement. It's never a case of like, oh, this map is perfect in every single way. It's like, this map is about as good as it can get, but if, you know, these things were improved on, yeah, all you can ever do is the best you can do. And once you get to the best you can do, then all you can do is get better. And the only way to do that is by practicing. Hello, MLG Supercar and Kip Curler. I think people are going to wonder why on earth I'm suddenly so positive. I went into that map not wanting to like it. Dan's right. I went into the Valley of the Old Farm not wanting to like it. And I don't like the problems. I'll be honest. I don't really like the way that the fields are primarily square. I like the textures. I like the way that it's laid out. It's a very interesting layout. I'm kind of about the feel of the map. Yeah, like I don't like it and I don't hate it. It's very meh to me. Yeah, it's one of those weird things where I genuinely don't know how I feel. Definitely not how I wanted to, because I wanted to hate that map and find nothing but problems. Dan, I'm not doing a series on it. Like, that much is for sure. That's going to be a stream-only map, but I will do more streams on it. I might stream it tomorrow. Because I have been wanting a stream-only map for a little while, because I've kind of been going a bit ham on West Coast, and I know this. I might stream the Valley of the Old Farm again tomorrow, and just kind of derp about on that. Also, the chickens are very demanding. They've demanded 100 Christmas trees. I'm actually going to sell off most of them and just keep like 2 or 3. Because that is just a lag generator and maybe a bit too much. Episode stream, same difference. Yeah. I always see the videos as being separate things though. Because I can do different things in videos. I can like skip time as far as you guys see in videos. Whereas in streams everything has to happen now. It's a VOD, then it's an episode. Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, purpose recorded videos. They like I can skip time and time lapse, whereas in streams everything has to happen now. By the way, once I'm done with this harvest, what I'll do is actually I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you want to see some cultivating? Do some cultivating, we could do a bit of seeding, we could do some mowing, we could actually spray this field down. I'm doing good. I'm in a very good mood today. You didn't guess from the fact that I'm being really positive. I'd like overly so. It's worth having. I don't like the idea of just streaming one map and just being forced into one map. If I want to stream a random map or something random, I'll do it. Because like that's the reason I got rid of the schedule, because I used to be schedule saying exactly what I'd be doing when, and it kind of got annoying to say, oh, it's Wednesday, therefore I have to play this map, or it's Friday, therefore I have to do some G. You know, it's just kind of, it forces me into stuff that maybe I don't want to do that day. And that's not good. It just puts me into a bad mood. Yeah, positive, but not new Safari guy trying to prove himself positive. And talk about things, but not Noelle talking about bloody tracking. Talking about things. She is genuinely irritated me. For those of you that don't know, I watch Safari live reasonably regularly. And we kind of, it's like a TV show effectively. And it like, there are some hosts we really, really like. I mean, there's this guy called James Hendry, who's amazing and everybody loves him. And then there's an American woman who's quite new, so I think she's trying to prove herself, called Noelle, who, oh my god, she is the most boring person because all she ever talks about is tracking. And not in an entertaining way. Here's on me tonight, I'm feeling that great. I'm also feeling very broke. Feels this is field 4. James is a legend. Before we knew his name, we just knew him as a very well-spoken man, because he has the most amazing voice. He also does the weirdest things. Like one day he commentated for, I think, 20 minutes solid on a pair of turtles having an argument, as if it was a wrestling match. I think Do you guys want me to stop harvesting for a bit and go over and do some mowing? Because this is gonna take quite a while yet, I think. And I can finish it off camera then later tonight. James, Brent, Jamie, Steph, Tristan, Taylor. Yeah, they're the good guys. Yeah, don't ask me for coffee ever because my coffee tastes terrible. Mowing. Watch the Grand Tour. I don't because I don't have Amazon Prime. I'm gonna maybe see if I can find myself a free subscription or something. Mowing. Yeah, mowing. Byron's cool. Byron's pretty good, yeah. Like the new guy who's trying to prove himself. He's good, but he just doesn't understand how microphones work yet. Because he's clearly not used to it. Mowing is better. Alright, alright. We'll do some mowing in a second. I just want to get up to the top of this line. More fun and chill. Well, and a bit faster than 5 kilometers an hour to boot. You can find it online. Well, I think I've got a free month to Amazon Prime available. So I mean, I could get myself a free subscription for like a month. Yeah, that was a mistake, Witchy. Kip, that was not intentional. That was Witchy not really reading what you said, and I think misreading. As I always say, mistakes happen. So don't hold it against her. Let's not use the Fent. Do you know what? We have never used this tire, so what I'm gonna do, because this was originally meant to be the front loader tractor, and I got the John Deere instead. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of it. Gonna bring this over to the shop and get rid of it. Yeah, you probably should have put it into one message. But you know, people make mistakes. So I've got a better idea of what tractor to use. T-Dub I could use, but I'll be wanting to use really the triple mowers, the butterflies, and the T-Dub can't power those. I might use the T-Dub on the windrower though, because I will need to bring the windrower down. Yeah, Eddie is an expert in making mistakes. So let's get rid of this. Let's get something that I think a lot more people will like. More importantly, Big M, which I don't have, Martin, because it's not MR. If you want me to use a Big M, do an MR convert of it. Test out the Hurleyman with MR. No, I'm not testing out the Hurleyman. Ooh, that's really convenient. I want to get rid of this as well. I've accidentally turned the tractor off. That's really convenient. I want to get rid of this windrower as well because it's kind of crap. Let's get rid of the hibiscus. Let's get rid of the multi. Right. First things first, let's get the windrower we want. Which is going to be here, and it's going to be this one. We'll buy that, there we go. Windrower sorted. Next problem is the tractor. Now, for the John Deere mowers, I'm going to want 370, we'll say 250 max. I'm going to want at least 250 horsepower, so we're looking in the region of, you know, the Deutz Series 7, the Lamborghini, the Puma, okay, the Fast Track, Star Terrace, T7 Heavy Duty, or if I go over here, we got the Staras and the Massey from Platinum. They're, you know, they're not powerful enough. We got this Case Maxim, we got a Class Axion, but That's 250 exactly. That's not powerful enough. Oh. What we do have, if I continue along this little line, is the John Deere 7R, which has 310 horsepower. That's enough to power both mowers. And of course, if I give this green star and front hydraulic and 290 horsepower, that's pretty good. I want to try and keep under as much as I can. I know that the fast track's over this already, but as much as possible I want to keep under 300 horsepower and have British style tractors, which is why I got the 7 series and not the 8 series. Let's get the Oh, that requires head tracking to be turned on. Let's turn on head tracking, which is already activated. Thank you, Fast Dave, for somehow being a genius. Let's get that on. I think that was the lights. Yes, fantastic. Well done, me. Is there anything else that I need to worry about? I don't actually know what I just turned on or off there. Oh, that was the lights. So that's the lights. What did I just turn off or fiddle with there? Oh, that's what I was screwing about with. And of course, it's a lovely sunny day, so why not have the back window open? Where on earth do I find all these MR mods? The database. The MR database is a wonderful place where you can find all of your favorite mods, or a lot of them have already been converted. Now I have had to get rid of a couple of mods that I did like quite a lot, just because they weren't converted. But do you know what? That's not a bad thing. It gives me a chance to look at new mods and different mods and mods that I wouldn't have used otherwise. Let's just cut up through field 17 here. Hey Tommy, how you doing? See this? Like, maybe it's a bit big for this size of farm, yes, but it'll run the mowers quite well. Let's even dodge the crop. Extra realismus. I'm doing pretty good. And, oh, I've just realised there's actually more fields we can do, because we can do fields 4, 6, and we can do fields 6, 7. Sure. Huh. We can do quite a lot of grass for silage if I really want to. Which is nice, because that's kind of what I've got planned. Also, you might have noticed that the 3 points, the front 3 points, if they're not in use, they'll actually fold up completely out of the way, which I do like about MR. Also, for once, we actually have a John Deere on the John Deeres. Or John Deere's on the John Deere, whichever way around you want to go. Think of it a contractor going, yeah. New 6-meter cultivator. I've not used that yet. I saw it on the mod hub and I was like, I really hope that gets an MR convert because I want to use it. And then literally the next day it got an MR convert. Is that fully folded? Wow, that's very wide for fully folded mowers. Also, you might notice the mowers are jiggling and wobbling about. That's actually MR doing that. It's not something they'd normally do. And it's one of the nice things about MRs that, you know, you get that realistic kind of instability to 3-point equipment. Hello, happy TNT gamer. Let's even drive down the road realistically, because you wouldn't want to be too far out in it. We want to be kind of in off the road as much as we can be. Front 3 points folded when nothing's on without MR. I thought it was out all the time. Okay. This is genuinely one of the most beautiful John Deere mods for Farm Sim, if not the most beautiful. If you don't use the Tech Mods 7R, you need to use it. You just need to. It is that good. What is MR? It's a more realistic mod. It basically changes how a lot of vehicles and equipment work. For example, with vehicles, they don't instantly accelerate up to top speed. It takes them a while. With equipment, they actually take power, as opposed to just kind of magically working. Come on, get... And it also changes yields in fields. So, actually a good example is balers. Balers, the size of the bale and how much goes into the bale depends on what you're baling. Because with straw, you can get a 6,000 litre bale out of what would normally be 4,000 litre bales. But with grass, those bales, the exact same size, are only 4,000 litres. Because in reality, you wouldn't be able to put as much grass as you would hay or straw into those bales. It also changes how I play the game, because yes, you might have noticed I'm actually not flying around at top speed all the time, because I'm being at least vaguely realistic. Let's get the mower spun up. Here we go. And away we go on our 7R. One additional thing it does is it makes the mowing look a lot more legit, because you're only going 9-10 kilometers an hour. This is quite heavy grass actually, wow. I'm going to intentionally keep the mowing slow, because you wouldn't want to be going too fast through... this would effectively be first cut with how dense it is. Is the MR mod on the mod hub? It actually is. There is a version on the mod hub. It's not the version I'm using. The version I'm using is a beta version. That's updated a lot more regularly, but there is a version on the mod hub that I don't think is horse. Like you can use the horse stuff, but that's not MR. Same with straw DLC or straw add-on. That's not MR-fied in the version that is on the mod hub. Whereas the version I have, it is. You can mow up to 20 kilometers an hour in real life. But would you do it going through thick grass like this? That's the question. You'd love to see destructible weeds. I'd like to see, yeah, like sprayers be used for weed prevention more than... I've got stuck. More than just fertilizing. Because that's kind of a weakness of FS17, I think. Also, I don't think this front 3-point is a floater. Which is a bit annoying. Also, I do know that this front 3-point doesn't actually have, or it shouldn't at least, have a PTO linkage, but it does, apparently. Okay. No, I think Dural's uploading the next mod-up version at the moment. He's kind of doing... Because he's got Horsch now working in a very stable manner. He is converting platinum already. You bog down at 20 kph. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Like, you'd want to go at the speed the grass will allow you to go. And a speed that's not too high for the mowers. So 10 to 15 is probably a much better speed. It's not say realistic, but it's probably a better speed. Can you get the MR I have? Yes! If you go to FSUK, it's in the MR section there, the more realistic section there. But you need to have an account on FSUK to see that section, which I thoroughly encourage you to, because the forum there is probably the best for farm sim. Like, being honest, the FSUK forum is probably better than Giant's own. Depends if it's a flat field. This is most definitely not a flat field. Let's raise just the front more here. Especially first color fertilized. I should mention I've turned off 3-stage fertilization on this map because MR slows things down enough. Hello AgriSpec. And the Somatic Hedgehog. So I'm raising the front more just to prevent it from cutting too much. Just because I want to get the field nice and cleanly mowed. And it does prove quite difficult at times. There we go. But you can see that, well, number one, with MR I seem to drive better, which is interesting to say the least. But it's a lot easier to drive better. MR and seasons don't go together in enough time. Then you just string out your seasons another 3 days. That's the solution to that one, Blash. You just, you know, add another 3 days to your seasons. So if you're doing 3-day seasons, which is what most people will do, just switch to 6. If you're doing 6, switch to 9. That's the problem solved, I suppose. In fact, 9-day seasons would be early, mid, and late of every month. Even. 12 days is too much. You do 6. I think most people do 6. For YouTube, if you're doing like a season series, number one, you're making a mistake by trying to do a season series. I'll be blunt. Because people tend to get very bored of seasons very quickly. But number two, you're going to want to be doing 3-day seasons at most. Like, even then, you're kind of pushing your luck with the attention span YouTube gives. Because I've said it in the past to people that, like, the best way to view YouTube is a person. And this isn't like any one particular person on YouTube, but viewership as a whole. YouTube viewership as a whole is like a neurotic ADD person. You have to have something new every single time or else they get bored really fast. You gotta be doing something new every few minutes and talking about something new every few minutes because they get bored. And if you say something that might call somebody out, then you're definitely calling the person out and you hate them. And there's no grey area because it's all black and white. And Bulletbill's unfortunately been finding that's also true on Facebook. The farm sim community is hilarious. But, that being said, I think the positive side of the community, and you guys are most definitely a very positive, very awesome community, especially on Discord, where mayhem happens and you guys not only deal with it, but feel it, and I love that. But it, you know, you're not as ADD as the community as a whole. Like, you'll deal with some of my more ridiculous long-form ideas. And I do have a really ridiculous long-form idea coming. Pipeline. Is Danny streaming? No, he's not, Michael. It's Saturday and he's in Canada. He does not stream on the weekends when he's in Canada. So you're stuck with me for today, I'm afraid. That's the bad news. The good news is you have me to worship and love. I've accidentally zoomed there. Can I please maybe do the thingy? YouTube. No. Why? I don't know how many times I pressed that, but if it was more than twice, I do apologize. No! How did I do that? No, go back to the... Stop doing random things! Having an argument with the tablet. So what I'm going to do now is... I'm actually going to go into the next field over with this at least. I joke, but every single YouTuber is just this, like, unchained ego that suddenly has a love cult around them, and it's hilarious. Every single YouTuber has a fragile ego and needs worship. You cracked your phone. Yeah, I haven't... Since I started using screen protectors, my phone has been surprisingly secure. I've broken screen protectors, but I've not actually cracked my phone screen for a while. Let's keep mowing, actually. I kind of want to give this field a go. Because I've mowed that field before. Haven't mowed this one. Got 2 in a row, but not 3. Genuinely have no idea how many times I pressed the button because it was acting up. Hopefully it was 2. Maybe it was 1. I'm just gonna give it another bop there, just to be 100% sure that I've at least pressed it twice. That is still raised, Dave. You need to put the mower down for it to actually do the mowing. As a screen protector, it's still cracked. That is amazing ineptitude. Come on, get moving. Come on. So you can see the field over there. That one down there was counted as fertilized because every time you mow the grass, it counts as fertilization step, and I've only got 1 step fertilization on. This field, however, is brand new. It's never been mowed. So you can see the difference between fertilized down there and non-fertilized up here. So it's going to be much lower yield and much smaller windrows. I never actually thought it'd be that, like, as pronounced as it is. So that's kind of impressive and scary at the same time. Actually very impressive and very scary all at once. Wow, that's... like no grass is being mowed. But because the hill is on such a weird angle, it's kind of difficult to mow it. It's a big field. You mowed it with the Nova Cat. Isn't that the slight offset mower that I really love using but don't use much because I actually have some common sense for you guys? Does fertilizing actually make a difference for grass? Okay, let's get out and show you. Non-fertilized, you can see these windrows. Same mowers. Now if I come down here, fertilized. So, fertilized. Not fertilized. Does that give you an idea of the difference it makes? Especially with the MR mod. Because sometimes it's easier to see things than it is to just be told, yes, it makes a difference. By the way, there's the sheep farm over there. So yeah, there's quite a drastic difference between fertilized grass and non-fertilized grass. And imagine that, like, it's very easy to see with grass. The same is true of crops, because grass, as far as the game is concerned, is a crop. So, with the vast difference in windrows between this and over there where I fertilized the field previously, or mowed it previously, apparently I've mowed this grass previously as well in sections. You can pretty clearly and obviously see that you're going to want to be fertilizing your crop and getting the most out of it, because otherwise you're getting basically nothing. Hey Jag, how's it going? It's going good. How's it going for you, dude? Like, if you're not fertilizing your grass or your crops, you're just wasting money. What do I fertilize it with? Well, grass, I get cheeky and fertilize it with mowing the grass. Because that's how the game counts it. Like, you mow the grass, it counts as a fertilization step. And because I'm using one-step fertilization, that's basically the grass fully fertilized forever. Just by mowing it, you know, every single time. These windrows are tiny and adorable. Orange snow warning for tonight, it's cold and kind of dry. Yeah, that's never a good thing. And yes, I do generally use manure, slurry, digestate now as the fertilizer of choice because it's free and or I get paid for it, especially like slurry and digestate. Slurry from the cows. From the pigs, it's basically free because they're producing more pigs, which produces more slurry and manure. And hey, look, the pig prices are quite good. I sold off a good amount of them the other day and made about 50 grand. You know, you kind of work with what you're given. Mowing the grass counts as a fertilization step, yes. Because you're never going to be able to pick up all the grass, are you? Some of it's inevitably going to kind of, I guess, get obliterated and turn into compost, which fertilizes the ground. How many pigs do I have now? 50 something, I think. Maybe in the 60s again. 69 pigs. That is a number that's been cropping up a lot. Hello, Fahy90. How are you doing today? You're late, sir. What were you busy doing? You're 317 cows. Yeah, that... You knew that. Thank you, Dan. How many likes are we on, guys? Out of curiosity. Genuinely have no idea, so if it's on 69, I will laugh so hard. If you're enjoying, you can hit the like button. You can also subscribe if you haven't done so already. 58 and 3. That's not bad. 61 total. I'm sure there's going to be somebody asking why I just decided to add the likes to the dislikes. 63 and 3? That's even better. 66 total. You were shopping. Somehow I don't believe that. Am I going to get a PM on Discord explaining what you were actually doing, Mr. Fahy? You didn't leave a sick note, so now I need to know. Dislikes are effectively likes. They all mean the same thing to YouTube. So feel free to dislike the stream. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. In fact, Sim, I remember once held a dislike spike, just for funsies. Will they put snow in FS19? I doubt it. I doubt they'll put... What? Or did that... Can you do that for... What? For console... Oh, for console. They might put some basic form of seasons in, I suppose. I'm gonna have to check my phone now to find out what Fahy was up to. On that note, where did I put my phone? He says putting his ZC on his phone. Don't text and drive, kids. It's a bad idea. Like, the worst idea. Don't ever do this. Hello, John Deere Lover. Faye's been down the pub. I don't know why he needed to PM me that. Also, I just noticed we are still over the 240,000 euro threshold, which I was kind of hoping to get to. So that's great. Multitasking. I know, I'm good. I'm actually good at it, which is kind of hilarious. Well, yeah, I was under the impression there was some sort of secret word that you meant by shopping. Not like, oh, I was down the pub. Then again, I should have known it being Saturday near Christmas, so, meh. 57 likes? Have we gone down in likes? Have we got... Beer shopping is the best kind of shopping. Exactly, GD. Also, hello, GD. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teleport the... Yeah, I'm going to teleport the T-dub down to the shop in a minute, and we'll pick up the windrower with that. We'll put seasonal seasons in the new games next year for the new Oxford farm. Matthew, I have no idea what you're talking about. 65. Okay, some Elvinas is... I'm confused now. Everybody's confusing me and I don't like it. There's a bit of shopping done too. Buying the pints doesn't count as shopping, Faye. Hello, the simulator guy. 66. Oh my god, not again. Can walk, look, listen, talk at the same time? I can usually do 2 or 3 jobs at once. I'm in a good mood, don't ruin it. That bloody number is haunting me these last couple of days, I swear. If we get 2 more, then Sim might arrive. If we get 2 more, like, Simulate might arrive just to like the stream. Because he's mature and absolutely loves that number. Let's get it spun around. There we go. Didn't even need to lift them, or did I make hames of it? I did not. Perfect. $69 and 3. Good! Good! But yeah, that was a bit rude, yeah. We're only 25 subscribers away from 7k, by the way. Like, I'm just gonna leave that out there. Like, 25 people away from 7,000 is like nothing. We're pretty much there already. Could probably use the big... Yeah, I probably could have, but like having it just for fields that I haven't mowed previously doesn't make sense. So I'm better off just getting the small rower and using that on everything. So we're not far away from the big 7k, which I have no idea what I'm gonna do for that. I have an idea if we hit it kind of, I don't want to say on schedule, on before Christmas, like on my hoped timeline. Could have waited 15 minutes and then sold it. I could have, but nah. Doesn't matter now. Not that big of a deal. So you do still need to mow that field there, but I think what we'll do is we'll get a bit of windrowing done with the T-dub, And we'll bring it up into this field just for funsies. Face reveal. I've got something in mind. I've got something in mind. And it's something that I'm 90% sure you guys will I don't know about enjoy, but definitely appreciate and laugh at. To dress up and sing the Barbie song. No. Can I flip this? I can't flip it! It's an unflippable tractor! I am victorious! Fast track vent, case, JCB, Lexion, T-Dub. So you can get teleported over to... Please not into a wall. Here. Yes! Fantastic. You can see my face, yes, but is this my real face? Have I stolen somebody else's face and I'm pretending that it's my real face? That is the questions you've got to ask yourself. Do you trust me enough to believe this is my actual face? Do you believe in reality? There we go, we're gonna tootle over in the T-Dub at 30 kilometers an hour. And get windrowing over there. Am I one of the faceless men? I might be a faceless man. You may have flipped the pickup truck so many times. You're transporting wood in the back with MR when it was snowing. Yeah, that doesn't tend to help. He's real. You believe in reality, Dylan. Oh, how funny. Anything is possible where I'm involved. Anything at all is possible. Don't flash your lights at me, sir. I'll remember that, red ladder man. I mean, technically I should have my beacons on, whatever, but meh. Also, I didn't know the AI actually flashed their lights. That's something I have learned today. Just when you thought I was incompetent, I actually managed to reverse the windrower at low speed into exactly where I wanted to be. Or into a precise position. Yeah, the 4-rotor windrower would have been overkill on this field too, actually, just looking at it. Because that's, I would argue, a reasonable sized windrow. Obviously not the greatest in the world, not the biggest, but it's reasonable enough to cause the forage wagon problems later. They beep and flash. Well, I knew about the beeping, because that annoys me. I didn't know about the flashing of the lights. The fun thing about MR, for me at least, is that yes, it slows everything down, but it makes everything feel so much better. Like, I can deal with the game running slower, and everything running slower, and progression being slower, just because it's much easier to be legit. It's actually much more difficult to do some of the more ridiculous stuff that I'm kind of better known for, but this is the way that I prefer playing the game. I'll be completely honest. The ridiculousness that I'm known for was because I was making fun of the arcade nature of Farm Sim. I know what NI means. I think I do, at least. Yeah, they meant flash their lights. GD. So this is gonna be quite a while working this field, just because it is quite big. No. Well, I was on Twitch. I was a Velociraptor. But no, not on YouTube, NI. It says download from ModHub. There should be a Google Drive link as well, because the version I have is the Google Drive version, effectively. I'm gonna have to reverse again. Ah! Damn you turning circles! Actually, that should be enough to spin into position from there. Yeah! Look at me actually being able to drive phones. Also pumpkin. Was I a pumpkin at some stage? I swear Landy was a pumpkin or something. Although nobody noticed that Landy had a completely different face from usual, which is hilarious. There we go. It's that. Spin around. Am I downloading it from the forum? Yeah, oh yeah! If you go to the download section, it'll just be a ModHub link. But if you go to the forum, there'll be a Google Drive link as well. Yeah, it was Landy that was the pumpkin. I was the demon. What time am I streaming till? 7-ish, maybe, whatever. Until I finish streaming, I guess, AgriSpec. I really don't actually have a plan. But I might go soon, because I'm starting to get pretty hungry. And I do need to cook for myself tonight, which means I'm gonna have some pasta! I might make some sausages. That is a tempting prospect. It's kind of interesting how I actually managed to do that perfectly without trying. Because I was fully anticipating just missing a huge chunk. Giants won't put seasons into the game like full time. The game's too arcadey for it. Like it's just not gonna happen. Farm Sim's an arcade game. Giants is only ever gonna put in so much simulation stuff. I think Seasons brings it too far. They might put in a very watered down version where you get the weather but not too many of the effects. But that's probably going to be about it, to be completely honest. Like I know people like to say, "Oh, this is a simulator. It's so realistic." It's really not, because it might be added as an option, but I can't see them implementing full-blown seasons like the way that it currently is, because it can be really irritating. It slows the game down to a crawl, and to be completely blunt, if it's in FS19 as an option, I won't be activating it. Like people don't watch Seasons videos. It's one of the best mods out there, but people don't watch it. Both, Kip. You need both for it to work fully. It's a kind of a modular mod. The engine affects the vehicles, the gameplay affects like yields of stuff. Positive? I am being positive! Wintertime for new maps. Well, yeah, but that's literally about it. And even then, like, winter looks the same on all the maps. Kind of. That's the thing, is like Seasons takes the simulation at times a bit too far. Definitely too far for YouTube. I think it's fantastic, but it just takes it. It's not something that you can play with on YouTube, annoyingly. MR, I think you can. I feel like you can get away with a lot more with MR, because you can still do seeding and harvesting and kind of all this stuff at the same time, and kind of jump from job to job like what I've been doing. Yes, the jobs take longer, but you know, it's a bit easier to work with, and I think there is a way Seasons can work. Myself and Landy are going to be doing separate but similar season series in the near future. I've started setting up on mine yesterday. I'll probably do a bit more tonight. Or I might do some mapping tonight instead, I don't know. Yeah, I'd much rather have MR in the base game than Seasons in the base game. I've loads of rules in my Discord. Yeah, it makes it very clear to people what the rules actually are, though. Some of them get ignored, some of them have more exceptions than they have implementations. But it's a case of making it very clear to everybody what they can and can't do. Time lapses of Seasons are nice to watch, yes. And I think there's another thing that I could do. Like, I've got an idea for a series that involves Seasons. And I've started the setup work for it today or yesterday. I don't know when the first video on that series will be. It possibly could be a few weeks. Yeah, the rules are very much needed because I've had experience of people just flat ignoring rules and nobody talking to them, and mods going a bit over the top with how they behave, and you know, if a mod steps out of line, I'll step them back into line. So I've seen Discords where the mods just kind of get free reign and it doesn't end well. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you've got a Discord, your mods are representing you. They're not kind of... In a way, they're not different people. They are an extension of your brand or your channel or your whatever. You gotta keep them in line. Some people don't seem to get that. Hey, no Holland man. How was the snow with me? Very invisible. It was incredibly invisible. To the point where it didn't actually snow. Yeah, there was no snow. There was no snow here at all. It might be snowing now, but meh. Welcome other channels posting the Discord. Yep. Is it called the YouTube videos room? In mine. Sometimes, Fahy, sometimes. And to be fair, he does actually keep it PG 90% of the time. He does behave pretty well in Discord, and if he doesn't, I can just shout at him in PMs. Mods can get... yeah, that's it, Dad. I have banned mods in the past. Because they've gone way beyond what they should be doing. You know, I'm not one of these people who say, well, a mod is a mod and they're immune from the rules because moderator. No! Rules apply to them just as much, and in fact they should be the ones setting the examples. So I hold the mods hilariously to higher standard than everybody else. Yeah, too many. Too many, because they thought that moderator meant they were immune from the rules. Instead of it meaning they have to set an example of how to enforce the rules. Power gets to their head sometimes, yeah. Those delusions of grandeur are horrible things. They get put in line pretty quickly though. It's amazing what a ban can do to people. Some will apologize, some will start a vendetta. And I've seen both happening. Let's do a bit more foraging. Let's just see how quickly the case can actually go around that field. Because that's all going to go into silage as well. Why didn't I use a bigger rake? Because the 4-rotor rake kit gives like huge windrows that slows this down. Well, the power trips are hilarious. Hello, Story Dark. Yeah, I think like I've got a few mods that I would count as being top mods, and with no disrespect to the others, they'd probably be Dal, Dan, and Fahy, because they tend to set examples of how the rules get implemented. I can't really thank them enough, and I can't thank any of the mods enough. But in terms of like being around, well, Monjack as well, but he's very rarely here, which was my first point. Being around a lot and regularly. Dal's definitely one of the top mods. So is Fahy. Monster's good as well. You know, all the mods are there for a reason. Hello, Hamish. And they're all very good at what they do. Yeah, this is 11 kilometers an hour uphill. This is much better than the way it was before. That's exactly it, Pain. They gotta have a sense of humor and know what they're doing. And not try and tell other mods what to do. Am I looking forward to Christmas? Absolutely. I love Christmas. It's a day off. It's a day where I don't have to sit at my computer and talk to myself. I don't want to. Yeah, all the mods are learning constantly. Even I'm learning constantly. I'll make screw-ups. I'll make screw-ups pretty regularly. And I'll openly admit that I screw up. I'll try and learn from my mistakes. Hello, Alex C, by the way. I'll try and learn from my mistakes and not make them again. In fact, one of my favorite things to do is admit that I'm wrong. You get a name change. What's wrong with your name, Dal? What's Santa bringing? I have no idea, I'll be honest. Money, I hope. That's literally all I can think of that I want, is like either an Airfix model kit would be awesome. I'd love to get like an Airfix Formula 1 car model kit, that'd be cool. I'm only saying Airfix is just like those plastic model kits. You're saying, you know, kind of something to that effect. Yeah, the word screw up has actually like been replaced by doing a Dave. You just said, well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, Alex. Food, 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 food. And a bit of alcohol too. Can't go wrong with alcohol at Christmas. If you're over 18. Can you have a clue what map the season's Let's Play will be on? Yes, the clue is Coldborough Park Farm. Hint, hint, hint. It might well be Coldborough Park Farm. Hint. Turns out you're starting college again the 2nd. Ooh, that's not fun. Well, I'm gonna finish very soon, probably like we'll go on till past. Why not? Let's just extend the stream till past for funsies. Why does the tablet keep doing that? Stop doing that, tablet. That's mean. That is very rude. You are a Rudy Poo tablet. Would like to be a feature. If you want to feature me, that's up to you. I'm not gonna ask to be featured or anything like that. It's entirely up to you know, each to their own as far as featured channels goes. Pokemon Go, no. No, let's not bring that song up, Dan. Let's not bring it up. One thing that I did learn recently that Seasons does, and I genuinely had no idea. I have a little British in me. Not really. I lived there for a few years, so you might hear a small bit of a British accent. You know what the tab is for? I didn't tab. Did I do ads? Yes. Oh, do you mean tablet? Yes, Monster, that's what it's for. That's why I've got a tablet set off to one side. You just had 2 Pokemon Go ads. I love how Nintendo do that. They're like, oh no, you can't put any videos of our stuff on YouTube, but we're allowed to advertise. Yeah, we're gonna advertise on YouTube, but you can't put videos of this stuff up. You can't stream it. Oh no. Trying to have it both ways. Tablet, yeah. So, just off screen, I have a tablet set there. And on that tablet is a web browser. And on that web browser is the live dashboard. And on that live dashboard is the play ad button. Hello, BV Gaming. So I no longer have to tab out randomly to play ads. I can just reach over to my left and play an ad and continue on as if nothing's happening, like this. Or I can miss the button and hit the basic info tab instead. Yeah, that works. That works. That works too, tablet. This makes it look like I've got a vague idea of what I'm doing. No, Dan, that's not actually possible on YouTube. Which is really annoying. What? EJ's just got an ad. I had to set an example, EJ. I had to give an example of like what it looks like when I press the ad button. The frustration is real. Am I almost out of tea? Two ads? It should have been one. That would be ideal. Like, that'd be amazing. You can do that on Twitch for like partners. You can play ads via Stream Deck. If I could have an ad button on it, I would, because that would just make this perfect for streaming. EJ's triggered. There we go. We're up over 400,000 litres of silage now in that bunker. You don't want to buy a baseboard heater, but you need one! Everybody needs a baseboard heater. Oh dear. This has not gone well, has it? And even if I reverse... Oh, am I actually stuck? Am I actually stuck like this? I don't know. I don't know if I can free this. I've looked into it and there is no way. There's actually no way in the API to do it. Let's just scoot over here. Yeah, I was high centered on the bush. It just, yeah, that was never gonna work. The wagon didn't come in through any windows. Didn't hit any windows. Just got stuck in a bush. Hello, Ken. You gotta love when your forage wagon, you know, gets high centered on a bush. You can't get off the bush. And you're stuck in a bush. What's my insurance company? It's called RainbowDave Insurance. It covers RainbowDave for any problems, and in fact, they're always everybody else's problems. Never RainbowDave's fault. True fact. See, that was the problem with the bush for existing. Yeah, that was the bush's fault. It shouldn't have existed in that exact point. Streaming, yeah, I'm gonna continue till past, and then tomorrow I'll go on till 8 o'clock. Just for funsies, effectively. Which is impressed by my bush talk. Your company does not. So I can't get your landscaping company to come and get rid of the bush. No, is that not going to be a thing, Dan? I need your landscaping company to get rid of that bush. You're enjoying the stream a lot. Yeah, because I'm being positive and happy and not caring. Do you know, I might actually finish the stream in a second. Because, like, all I really want to do is finish the harvest and finish this this foraging and basically get more silage into the clamp for later. So I might finish the stream in a minute. Yeah, tell you what, once the trailer's full again, we'll finish the stream. We'll come back tomorrow and basically continue on from here. Although I do hope to have Monday's video recorded some point early-ish tomorrow. Is this a new field? Yes. I finish and I'm perfectly fine. Honestly, I'm getting hungry and I don't want to get hangry. So. Also, I'm getting tired. Tired Dave is not happy Dave. You've seen the last couple of weeks. You've seen very, very much of tired Dave because Dave has not been sleeping properly. Today I've been sleeping properly, and yesterday for that matter. Last couple of days I've been properly, like, well slept or well rested. So it's like good mood, happiness, no fatigue. Why am I doing this? I'm ruining my voice. I don't think I'm diabetic, at least, Pain. Because low blood sugar would, like, be an indicator of diabetes. As would high blood sugar, actually. Yeah, I need to buddy soonish. I need a Snickers. Give me a Snickers. Why am I doing those voices? I am enjoying the music that I've been playing of late, though. Like, Pretzel I've been listening to off camera periodically, just chilling when I can't find a YouTube video to watch. Even though I generally dislike, I'll see you, Hamish. All work and no play. See, the funny thing is I've been doing some kind of play working as well. To Barra Mars. Well done, Payne. I actually have a chocolate advent calendar. I can show you guys. I've got an advent calendar here. It's full of chocolates. I've not started opening it yet. So I've got like a week's worth of chocolate to eat. Hello, Siobhan. Kind of arriving at a bad time. We are kind of getting ready to finish up the stream. Just going to empty this out and then we'll be going. Don't stop in front of me, you dirt. Oops, oops, oops. What? How did I even do this? Why? I've caused a traffic jam now. No, don't fall into the garden. That shouldn't have happened. That was really bad. That was really bad. That's probably now like one of the worst ways I've managed to flip a tractor. Like, of all the ways that I've flipped tractors in the past, trying to get off a wall is probably the dumbest one. Because it involved me having to mount the wall in the first place. Like, I was already stuck and I flipped the tractor at no speed whatsoever. That is the lowest, that actually is the lowest speed flip I've ever managed to do. Like, I don't think I could have been going slower. Yeah, the case being up on the bridge wall was the least of my problems there. There, CD. I love how it just kind of lazily fell over as well. I mean, it wasn't even a case of flipping or topping, it just kind of... Hello, Carrie. Thank you, Dan. They're getting inventive, aren't they? Those robots are getting very inventive. Let's pick up a bit of grass that's over here, just kind of abandoned. Not that you wouldn't do this in real life, but Farm Sim demands that I do something stupid every so. Hang on a second, is... I'm pretty sure the header's not supposed to look like... or the pickup's not supposed to look like that. That one was. They're getting inventive not putting links in now. So we got 460,000 litres of silage here. That's going to be... like, finishing off those two fields will have enough to start off the BGA. Which is great. But that is going to do it for today. Is it turned around? I'm gonna have to teleport this into field 17 just to make sure, because resetting it flips it back the right way, or should at least. Sometimes, Dan, the bots will subscribe to each other to make it look legit.
Who the freak ate my snack pack?
That is going to do it for today, guys. Could the mods throw in yesterday's videos, like into the chat, please? Matthew, you get the spam. You spammed yesterday's video, please. Or the ATS2 stream that I put up today. Either or. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 PM GMT. I might start at 4, I don't know. If I start early, I'll let you guys know on Discord and Twitter and whatnot. Speaking of, I forgot to tweet. Oops. But until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.
Cruising highways longer, further. Living life is supposed to be. Red lights never seem to stop us. Trapped in shackles, yet we're free. I try to limit my restrictions. I always fight to feel complete. I never found out what was needed. Life is always bittersweet. I've traveled through this world 1,000,000 times before, and every path I cross I know it lies a star. And even though I know my heart is on repeat, life is always bittersweet. I never was one for forgiveness. I always tried to pull my weight. They say the other side is greener. I'm pretty sure I won't be late.